I'm very good, lads. How are you?
Morning,
We're in
Ryan.
top form. We're in top form.
Morning, Andy.
Ryan, there's something about. I'm sure you agree, mate. There's something about the European nights, the Champions League night that get us going. Andy and I have been talking about off air, whether it was in Newcastle, Barcelona, Barcelona going to Liverpool. There's something magical about it. Tell us what it means to the folk in Newcastle, the fans, to be back in that competition.
It's just just for the size of the club, it's been starved over the last 20 years. I know we got to the Europa League, but Champions League nights, I have been to Anfield on many occasions during some big nights, and they are special when them lights are on and that Champions League music's flowing and you see all the badges. It's just different. And for a club like Newcastle, the way they're going, it's all just fitting into like a jigsaw, isn't it? And they're only obviously going to keep pushing and just keep pushing to and going for the Champions League year in, year out now.
Yeah. Ryan, just a quick one. Sorry, Andy, if you come in. Just a quick, let Andy go on to you. See, you look at the section, look at the group, right? Do you think it's a good group, or do you think it's a very, very dangerous group?
Obviously I was glued to the telly when it was coming on, and I just thought, wow, what a start to Champions League life again. You see the groups, the other English teams get, and you think, well, it's not as exciting as this one. And I'm just thinking, if you get out of this group, then it just shows where you've got to, and then anything can happen from there. They are obviously going into this as obviously that's the bookies will probably see that they won't really get out of the group, but it's only because of the last 20 years. I believe they can. I believe that they can get a lot of points at St James's Park because they're going to be some special nights up there when the big boys come to town.
They certainly are, Brian. You've had some tough games. Look, Newcastle have had some tough games this season, no doubt about that. Where are you with how they're playing? And are they right up to speed, or you think they've still got gears to find?
I think there's many gears to find in there. I went to the game on Saturday. It looked a little bit cagey around the stadium, and I think that was only because of they've only had 3 points on the board. I think everyone was just get a win, just going into the Champions League. Obviously Eddie rested a few big name players. Obviously they'll come back in tonight. I've got a feeling Isak, Tonali. And you know what? The relief in the stadium on Saturday after the game was massive. We've done a little bit upstairs, and the report said that when afterwards they said that at the same time this last season they played 6 and only had 6 points. So there's no drama just yet. I think like you said, they have played some tough teams. They played Man City away. You've got that out the way now. That's done.
At Liverpool at home.
At Liverpool, Brighton away. Yeah. So it's been a tough start, but I think next game Sheffield United away, and you've got to then go and start making sure you take care of Premier League business as well.
Looking at the group, I'm just thinking there, boys. PSG, for example, they don't have, and you touched on it, Ryan. And maybe we're getting a little bit carried away. There's some brilliant games, obviously PSG and Dortmund, and obviously tonight. However, would you accept that there's not a Man City, there's not a Real Madrid, there's not a Bayern Munich? So that does give them I actually think they've got a reasonable chance of qualification, right?
Yeah, well, you look at now, and PSG don't seem like they were a year or two ago.
Yes.
They definitely haven't got the firepower they had 2 or 3 years ago, but they still have people like Mbappe. And it's just, do you know what it is? When they come to Newcastle, obviously the fans up there have been waiting to see some stars come grace that turf. And it's not going to be easy for any team that goes to St James's. And Newcastle going away from home, teams don't really know how to play against them because they've not been there for that long. Do you know what? You've got 6 games in that group. You may as well have a right go in every single one of them and go and upset everyone and show basically the world Newcastle are back on the map.
Be great.
Brilliant, Ryan.
Listen, thank you so much, pal. We're looking forward to it.
As we can hear, you're looking forward to it as much as we are, mate. Thanks for joining us this morning.
No, cheers, guys.
Really appreciate it. Hopefully speak to you again soon.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.